Hi, I'm Kholin Pagtama. I'm CE student of TIPQC, and in this video, we're talking about Grade 8 Mathematics, Probability and Statistics. I am here to teach you on how to solve the probability of simple event. First, what is probability? Probability is a branch of mathematics concerning numerical descriptions of how likely an event is to occur, or how likely it is that proposition is true. How to find the probability of a simple event? We will be using the given formula, PE. P means probability and E means event. We have the given formula, PE equals number of favorable outcomes or NE divided by number of possible outcomes or NS. How to solve probability word problems? First, identify events for which probability is to be determined. Second, calculate total number of possible outcomes. Third, calculate probability of each event. And fourth, add probability of each event if it is required. We have probability rules. First, the probability of any event is a number, either a fraction, a decimal, or a percent, between and including 0 and 1. Second, if an event will never happen, then its probability is 0. Third, if an event is sure to happen, then the probability is 1. Fourth, the sum of probabilities of all the outcomes in the sample space is 1. For example, when a fair die is thrown, what is the probability of getting a number greater than 4? We all know that the dice have 6 faces, and we all know that all of the faces of the dice have a number. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The NS of the number is the total possible outcomes or the sample space or our 6 spaces. The number or event depends on the questions. Getting at a number of greater than 4. In 1 to 6, what is the number that are greater than 4? It is 5 and 6. So we have, in the NE, we have 5 and 6. So we have 2 NE. Now, to solve for the probability, we have 2 over 6, and they are both divisible by 2. Equals, simplify the answer, equals to 1/3. Now, there are 3 ways to get the probability. It's either fraction, a decimal, or a percentage. In our case, we will use fractions. Another example, if a number is chosen at random from the numbers 1 to 20 inclusive, what is the probability that a prime number will be picked? So here the sample space equals to 20. It is because the number is 1 to 20. Our event, this is what we will count, and it is the prime number. So what are the prime numbers in 1 to 20? It is 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, and 19. And we will count in how many prime numbers are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There is 8 prime numbers. So the NE will be 8. So that there are 8 number events. And using the formula, 8 equals to 20. And to simplify, they are both divisible by 4. Equals to 2 over 5. So the probability of a prime number is 2 over 5. Last example. A box is filled with cubes of different colors. There are 40 white cubes, 24 green, 12 red, 24 golden, and 20 blue cubes. If you have to select a cube without looking into the box, what is the probability that you will pick a white or a blue? So in the box, there are different colors of cube. There are 40 white cubes, 24 green, 12 red, 24 golden cubes, and 20 blue cubes. So if you don't look in the box, what is the possible that you get inside the box are white and blue cubes? We will use the given steps on how to solve probability word problems using the formula. Step 1. Identify the events. We have to pick a white cube or we have to pick a blue cubes. Step 2 is to calculate total amount number of possible outcomes. So in this, we add all the numbers of cubes. 40 plus 24 plus 12 plus 24 plus 20 is equals to 120. So there are 120 cubes in the box. The third step is to calculate probability of each event. So since we are looking for the probability of white and blue, so we are having two formulas. It is for the white and the formulas of the blue. Let's start with getting the probability of white. So we have the numerator, number of white cubes, and the denominator, total number of cubes. So the numerator is the number of white cubes, so there is 40 white cubes over 120, the total number of cubes. So the probability of white is 40 over 120. For the blue is 20 over 120 because it said that there are 20 blue cubes in the box and the total of all cubes is 120. And lastly, step 4. Add the probability of each event if it is required. So we add the probability of white and blue because we are finding on what we are getting if it is white or blue. So add 40 over 120 plus 20 over 120 equals to 60 over 120. So we had to find the simplest form of 60 over 120. So we divide it by 60 because it is the simplest form. 60 over 120 divided by 60 over 60 equals 1/2. So the probability of getting the white and blue is 1/2. For the properties of probability, for number 1, for any event E, which means that there is no negative probability. So we remember that there is no negative probability. For number 2, 1 probability of sample space is equal to 1 or 100% that an event will happen. Number 3, 1, the sum of the probability which an event will happen and will not happen is always equal to 1. Remember. Let us now summarize on what we learned in this lesson. How to find the probability of a simple event. So we will use the formula PE equals number of favorable outcomes, it equals to NE, over number of possible outcomes was to NS. How to solve probability word problems. So number 1, identify events for which probability is to be determined. Second, calculate total number of possible outcomes. Number 3, calculate probability of each event. And the last, add probability of each event if it is required. These are some terminologies in probability. First, it's experiment. Is any activity performed wherein a desirable outcomes. Second is sample space. Is the set of all possible outcomes. Third is event. Is a subset of a sample space. I'm Kholin, Pagtama, C students of TIPQC, and I hope you learned something on what I teach on math today. The probability and statistics. Thank you. Bye-bye.